Hello, 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 my good students. Welcome back to our War on the Sea Pacific campaign as the Imperial Japanese Navy, where we have finally taken the first of the Philippine bases in the form of Davao, which is now finally ours, of course, after much hard work and hard fighting. Our supplies were burnt through at an astronomical rate there. Luckily we didn't lose too many troops at all, but like I said, it's the supplies that is the issue there. We've gone a little more troop heavy actually on the next resupply, next load of reinforcements, so supplies will still be an issue. So maybe a little later than we think advancing on that, because I don't want to be too undersupplied when we begin an invasion, because it's not a good start really, is it? Not the biggest brain move there at all by any means, but I believe we have something else to look at in this video. We have a couple goals, resupplying, and once again just sorting out our situation. Let's review that right now on the strategic map to explain that further. Okay, so we can see immediately that of course we have this bloody submarine here once again. We're going to have to try exactly the same as we've done previously. I know it's not worked, but it has worked once or twice previously, and to be honest our best option is just to launch some zeros over there. Might give them the supports this time though of perhaps, do we have a Jake about? We have a Jake from the Jinsu over here. We can launch that with possibly a single depth charge. Now's the time to find out. We'll see if we have a spare Jake from Atago over here as well, so we'll launch a single depth charge perhaps from that as well. I was expecting 2 depth charges at least, but that's okay. We have 2 now, and we left the previous video actually looking at this possible supplier convoy over here. Well, it's definitely a supplier convoy, but we don't know if it's exactly the 10 ships it's relating to here. What is the distance from Kure over here? It's 900 there. This is the question. What level was the base at Okinawa? That can't be. Yeah, it's a level 2 airfield. Fair enough. We might want to upgrade that a bit further, but this is really the only need we've got. So what about Yokosuka over here? That's roughly the same, a bit further away, but it's only short range planes here, isn't it? Okinawa's not the best either. Sasebo might have. I was really looking for some Bettys to be honest, but Emily's may have to do the job. We will launch them with 8 250 kilogram all-purpose general purpose bombs. We launch them both from Sasebo and Kure over here. Do exactly the same as well here. 8 250s, excellent. Not the heaviest, but the volume should ensure some hits. I'm expecting to lose some Emily's, of course. They are massive targets, and once we'll launch if we can. We have some Glens about. Try and shadow this if possible, because a 10 stack over here, not ideal. Definitely going to try and invade somewhere. I'm thinking Okinawa or even our mainland Japan there, and that of course would not be ideal at all. So yeah, we'll shadow that, so just make sure the Glen is more directly over that and we can watch it closely there. So we'll fast forward. We're going to pull out over here with our invasion support task force. We might send, where did I send Akagi? Here it is. Might just send some zeros over here to deal with these supply ships. They should be able to reach that. Should be able to reach it. Let's see. Yeah, they'll be able to do that. Send 15 over there, and that will do for that. Lovely stuff. Doubt they actually want to land on Davao. It's quite likely just an oiler and 1 supply ship there, but we'll see about that. So let's go. That's the plan for the moment. Let's hurry on. Okay, so we have immediately spotted that submarine, and it is different from what we had previously spotted. I believe in the previous episode we saw a Netherlands smaller submarine there, not exactly midget I don't believe. Let's carry on into that then. We will break with everything here, our zeros. Let's go down here, break, thank you, and tell them individually to attack there, just so they can get off fairly easily there. Like so. They'll come in. Hopefully get that while it's on the surface, so we don't have to wait for our slow Jakes, which are a tad mispositioned here. to use their depth charge. Is there possibly single depth charge? We'll take a look at that in just a second, actually, because we do need to tell them to come down anyway. Okay, let's come up here. I've given them a move order in the rough location. It is 2 depth charges. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Let's come down a little closer then with that. Actually, it's not too bad, but you can see they are rather out of position. They're 10 kilometers away from that, and they just don't have the speed, do they? Probably should have told these Zeros to dive down a tad, but I'm not sure it's going to make a huge difference here. Just need people on target, really, so I told them to individually attack rather than do the large formation attacks there. Let's see what we've got. It is diving down. Any such luck? Doesn't look like it, does it? That would be the last couple bombs there. Oh, that's just disappointing. Really disappointing there. But if we're quick, we can come round. Actually, before it fully submerges, we'll tell the Jakes to actually attack anyway while they've got a target to attack. And we'll tell these to reduce their speed and dive down a tad. Try and go for that on a strafe, but it is submerged, so that's not going to happen. That's rather unlucky. Go for a report. We didn't get any splash damage, unfortunately, but the Jake's coming over to drop over that. And the position, we can see the stream there. Have dropped here. We won't be able to see if we've hit or not unless we just look at the report, of course. Okay, they've exploded but got no damage on us, unfortunately. Wait for this other Jake to come in. Best I think it'll be a tad mispositioned, actually. Can't fast forward there. I might try and just wiggle about there and tell that to drop myself, actually, just so it gets a little further ahead and account for some sort of lead there. And we'll go a little bit further afield there and drop now, I think. Not that that's exactly where it is, just guesswork, of course. But it's definitely not exactly where it was marked previously. Can't see it here at all, actually, if we use the underwater camera. So that's definite miss there. Oh well, got to retreat. Leave it there. Fingers crossed it doesn't attack any shipping around here, because we've got some major assets around here, to say the least. In that case, we are going to pull out just a tad and pull a bit further forwards, so that doesn't catch us too soon. We're going to return to base there and keep an eye on this particular task force. Not quite in range with our subs there, but 35 kilometers away. Painfully close, but not painfully close enough. So keep an eye on that, I think. Well, this is not a good sign here. This suggests there's perhaps an escort carrier in this group. Of course, we're shadowing this very hard with our Glens here, and they've launched some planes at us. We're not going to auto that. We are going to go in because our submarine, at least on the map, looks fairly close, but I think that's around 20 kilometers, roughly 15 to 20, so it's not ideal, but we're going to go in. Risk losing the Glens, that's really not a massive loss there. Should be in with our subs. We are indeed. The weather doesn't look great at all. Yeah, that is terrible. 30% visibility. So hopefully we get sight of this, really. Oh, yep, there we go. Right on top of it. What do we have? Massive supply force indeed. Can only really see troop carriers at the moment. There's lots of hospital ships. But what has launched? What has launched that fighter? That's the question. There's a hell of a lot of transports here, aren't there? Hell of a lot. All I can see, actually. So they're definitely going for something. So what? That's a shame they're not in position for our subs. They're like pulling away from our subs. So we can't hit that. That's unlucky. Let's just move over, see if we can spot anything else. We've got Hellcats. Suggests there's a bogue about. That does indeed suggest there's a bogue about, actually. Can't see one, though, at all. They've dropped the Glen there. And I think because of that, we're just going to retreat out. It's got to be a bogue there. Did only see the 9 ships, but that's rather nasty. If that lands anywhere, that's going to be terrible. We don't have any troops at all in the area for that. Oh well, keep pushing on. We'll go in this particular direction. We'll try and catch that. Don't have anything really to take us on in the short term here. We don't have any points to spend. Could make a small destroyer force to sort us out, but it would be a terrible destroyer force. This supply interceptors, that would be amazing target for that, but I doubt they're going to get anywhere quick enough at 34 hours just to get in here. We'll pull these closer. Do have a fair amount of fuel left, so it should be able to do something there. Well, it appears we've placed this group of subs fairly auspiciously. We do have a catch over here. We'll see if we're in range to do anything, if we're in position to do anything here. Fairly nice weather for us, actually. Decent sea states at 6, 57% visibility. We can see a battleship from here. Looks like a North Carolina at the moment. At least that's sort of, it's possibly a South Dakota actually with how fast it is, but it's possibly moving away from us there. And we need to turn around so that we do get a true sight on it. So we'll fast forwards over there, but it's looking like they're moving away from us at the moment. No, they're coming towards us. Excellent, that's exactly what we like to see. So we're going to slow down here, and I think we're going to stop turning because we do have a decent lead on them. We're just going to go into them. What do we have then? We have a Northampton once again, excellent. We have an Atlanta, excellent, and we have, of course, a South Dakota. Cool. We're going to go for. We have. I'm tempted to go for the Atlanta because we haven't sunk anything of that yet. How many Northamptons have we sunk? I feel like we've had near sinkages more than real sinkages there, sending them back to port, really, haven't we? We have sunk both Pensacola's, incidentally, and we do have just this and a second Northampton about as well. That's some rather large assets to get rid of, actually, so we're going to go for that for sure. We can leave the battleship for now. It's not overly threatening anything at the moment, is it? Where are we? The fact that they can get Alaskas is very scary. Very, very scary indeed. We'll try and target the Atlanta, but the Northampton is the prize for today. The primary target. We are in range. So we just need to stay fairly quiet. We'll probably get a little closer to them. Wait for our solutions to build up a tad on the Atlanta, and then we can get going. So we're going to fast forward that. Once again, I think we are going to slow down actually to a 2-knot speed with both ships here, so that we can keep some distance and get out fairly safely. Very nice solution on the Northampton there, and where are we? A very nice solution on the Atlanta as well. So we're going to fire out first for the Atlanta because we do have further to go for that. We're going to fire a 4 torpedoes at 2 degrees spread for that. Might be a tad wide considering the distance there, but let's bloody go for it anyway. I think let's just go. Fire off. Thank you very much. Very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Look at that. Excellent. Just what I like to see there. This is one of the scope ups, so we're down that, and we'll come down. These are both type B, so they have a fairly decent test depth at 100 meters. We're going to go down to 60 to begin with, and that is going to turn out there. We'll let those travel for some time, and then we will of course fire at the Northampton. We're going to scope up with this particular ship just to make sure we do keep some hard sight on that. What is our lead here? We're currently at a 48-degree lead there. Would have been quite wide with the Atlanta, but that's not to worry. It's all good. In fact, we might just turn a tad over to directly face the Northampton there. That'd be very nice indeed. I think we'll wait for the torpedoes to pass nearly through the Northampton there, and then we'll fire out on that. There's a little bugger. It's a nice looking ship, the Northampton, actually. That and the Portland are probably my preferred looking US cruisers there, at least. Go on, emailing your thoughts. What do you reckon? What's a serious question? What is your favourite looking American heavy cruiser? Not a lot to choose from, to be honest. Not a lot of really different designs there. They all do look fairly similar, as if you ask me. I think we're going to fire out now. We're going to go reduce the spread here, I think, because we do have a fairly nice lead there and solution. So we'll fire out now with that. And once that's gone, we'll dive down and get out. Let's scope down, dive to 70. And you know what, we'll increase our speed to begin with. We'll go to a 4 knot speed and go to their rear there, shall we? Excellent. Well, we did retreat out of that. The Atlanta did not go down, unfortunately. But that's okay. Very heavily damaged indeed. You can see we've got something else to think about now. Possibly a carrier task force over here. We don't have anything really to scout us out from Saipan, do we? We've got some Bessies, actually. But no Zeros, which is the problem. That's because they're scouting, isn't it? That's from the Tayo. What's this one from? That's from Saipan. That's a Gecko from Saipan. Not really got the fuel to do that, so I'll return that to base. See, what's the distance over here to it? It will pick that up, so we're going to keep out over here, and I think we'll try and launch some Bessies, but we're going to assume that they're going to go down. We will launch them with... it's a difficult one. Then again, 4 250s is not going to do a lot, is it? So we're going to go with the 1-800 APs, just to see if we can tickle that a tad. We'll give it a big old scratch. So we'll try for that. We'll try and keep an eye on that. Would like to bring, we do have of course Cargo and Shokaku to contend with that, so might want to bring those up actually over here. But we can see so many scouts about. I'm going to try and use them to actually find where the enemy are rather than shoot them down. Try and chase them back to their point of origin there, and see if we can find anything else, I think. Okay, so we have caught up with this supposed carrier task force, and that looks like it was a lie. It appears to be a King George V over here, and indeed it is. We can see a tiny list on it. Let's take a report. It's the one we hit previously. Excellent. Well, we've come back for more. Certainly come back for more. We're going to come from the rear here. Keep some distance. We might even increase our altitude there. Like so. Of course, increase speed just so we get around a bit better. Get a time compression there. So I'm very glad this isn't actually a carrier of any sort, of course, whether it be a full-on fleet carrier or escort. That's a bit better there. So they're changing position a bit too much for my liking there. Let's break an attack here individually, simply because a formation attack isn't generally the best for this. I want them to go in properly like that. This one's attacking, isn't it? Excellent stuff. Got a good altitude now. Flak will be that much more inaccurate, but of course the Bessies famously, as we alluded to previously, so famously flammable, it will not take much. They do have quite a few ships over here. Of course, they're destroyers, all dual purpose guns. Not ideal. We're getting close to dropping now. The speed of that is fairly high at 20 knots. We'll see about that. We will see about that. Not going to sink it by any means here, and that is rather close flying there. Good thing collisions aren't a thing. There's what is accuracy and authenticism in a game like this. Calls itself a simulator, but we're grateful for it. So yeah, really just hoping to hit the engine room if anything. If I had to choose a target, make it easy for future strikes. Got 2 hits. Oh, that is very nice. That is very, very nice. Sounds like we just lost an Emily. And in fact we have. Emily or Bessie, I do apologise there. But there's some nice fires. And you know what? The speed isn't particularly affected at the moment either. So, I don't know. Looks like they're getting on top of the fires a tad. They're not really roaring, are they? But there's certainly deck side fires. That should only be minor again, moderate to minor. Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting it. You know, grain by grain, as the saying goes. I am wondering where that previous supply convoy towards mainland Japan has gone. Though we've completely lost sight of that. We have got Glenn's and Jake's out over there. But again, just completely lost sight. I'm going to let these fires burn down, see if they make any more damage. We do have a 0 about, so keep that in range to keep true sight on that. But otherwise I'll let the Emilys move off and we'll see about this. Well, probably got quite the battle here. I parked our supply interceptors and some submarines on Okinawa here, just guessing that that's where they're going to go. The supply convoy that we saw at the beginning of the video, because very, very scared they're going to invade on our back lines. It looks like we've caught them at the last few kilometres here towards Okinawa. If we don't destroy this convoy over here, we don't even destroy at least the, of course, the supply ships here, going to be in big trouble. We don't have the huge supply of ammunition here. We should have enough to down supply ships here, of course, but we'll see. See how close we are. It is 1 in the morning, so it is going to be dark. Don't know if that suits us or not, really. Let's have a look at our formation. That's absolutely fine there. Not really a lot we could do with 5 ships, to be honest, of similar classes. So let's go in. Maybe even get used to the Kisakami house, actually. Really flood them with torpedoes, I think is a good idea there. Let's bloody go. Okay, looks like they're right on top of us, actually. So this is actually fairly ideal. They do, of course, have a few destroyers guarding them, which, you know, absolutely they should do. Looks like we have a I forget the name of this one. Bent off. It's just not going to bother. I've completely forgotten. We're going to break off then with a few ships here. Break off with the Samikaze over here and turn the Kisakami round and just get that full speed going straight over like so. So we can get that massive broadside off. In fact, you know what, I really do need to bother identifying that, because we are in a battle. It does matter now. Just being lazy there. Let's go and have a look. I believe I'm thinking of a Benham. There we go. Lovely stuff. It's on the tip of my tongue, of course. Let's get firing else on that. We'll fire out some star shells to begin with, so that we can spot the rest of the group there. In fact, what we got here, Midakaze, Sendai, Kamikaze, they can form up in a line ahead on the Minakaze here and turn out, yeah, as the Minakaze is over there. Excellent stuff. Let's fire everything we have on that Benham to begin with. Then we can, of course, focus down the supply ships fairly unimpeded there. Like so. Yep, right on top of them. We're at 1.6 kilometers away. We're going to lose ships here. Absolutely going to lose ships. Question is, who's going to lose the most ships, really? Really, who is going to lose the most ships is the question here. Not going to have greatest of solutions at all. But it looks like we're getting hits on this ship already, and that's excellent. They're firing out with another ship of theirs. That's absolutely fine. We can't see them, so we have no choice but to focus this ship so far. Take a quick report. We have got some minor damage on there. We've suffered some minor damage from previous battles, but not to worry there. Let's try getting some fire out onto this while we're turning, shall we? Just so we're not wasting time here. And the kamikaze can stop firing out star shells for now, because we're fairly limited on them. And it's not spotting the rest of the formation for us as we'd hoped. I'm guessing a solution with our Kisakami over here will help us get some torpedoes ready. Need to stop, let's just break off here and get moving with this kamikaze. It's taking fire and that's not going to help. Let's just get it moving. It looks like we've done a fair bit of damage to this Benham already. Yeah, look at that. Lovely, lovely hits there. Really, really good. I'm so glad we made this task force. So glad we made it. You won't hear me say that again about light cruisers. I'll just reduce the speed of this Samakaze over here so we don't get a collision with the Kisakami there, and then we can increase that once again. Might give that a slightly more succinct nav point over here, down here. Would love to know exactly where those other supply ships are. Might want to move up with the Minakaze and such. Kamikaze can come in as well. Don't have ideal firing angles on that. Please let me know how the brightness is actually with these night battles. I know they're not ideal to watch because of the innate brightness, the natural brightness there, but unfortunately this is an extremely important battle we're taking now. I do apologise, we've got to do it. I think we're going to just rush in with the Samakaze actually, and the Kisakami for the minute, because we do need to spot these ships. Really do need to spot them. Can't let this go away so easily. We've got them right where we want them. We've nearly dealt with that Benham as well. Kamikaze will recover from the flooding eventually. We've lost a back turret, so I've put the damage control on there. I was just about to say that, just saying, we'll put that back on the flooding there. Just took an unlucky hit there as we came down. Looks like we've got something right in front of us. What I'm going to do is fire out some manual star shells in the general direction we're looking here. Got something there. Looks like another destroyer. Okay, so we've turned on our sonars, and that's given us contact with two more destroyers. Looks like we've got Clemsons over here, the torpedo types rather than the troop transports, and here is a troop transport. Looks like a Netherlands oiler of some sort there, but really do want to get rid of the destroyers first, of course, so that we're not under so much fire, unfortunately. So we're firing out with the Samakaze and Kisakami on this northern destroyer over here. We do have a fairly decent solution on that actually, so we should get some decent hits. Firing out some star shells over here, but it's not entirely helping. Just going to fire out some ranging shots over here actually. Where are we? Kamikaze says it doesn't have a target, which is rather interesting there. I could have sworn I'd changed that. I'm going to fire out some ranging shots as well here. Do the same here with the Sendai, of course. We do need to get some range on that. In fact, I'm going to move the Sendai closer in, of course, to push in and threaten both lines of their formation over here, so that we can do that a bit harder. Of course, don't need to cross any T's or anything with the Kisakami. All of its guns are on the front. Just the the broadside is just torpedoes, of course. Looks like we've made contact with another supply ship, which does have guns. I really, of course, want to make sure we get this destroyer over here, which is apparently, let's have a report. It's going very slow. It's the number 3, moderate to heavy, excellent. We've done some moderate damage to the number 2 as well, so they should be going down fairly soon. Tell you what, I'm going to hold fire over here and try and get some manual shots out on that if it is going fairly slowly. And in fact it is. Look at the fires on that. Oh, that's amazing. If that's the case, I might change the targets of the Sendai and such then. We just need to make sure we target this properly and see if that does hit, of course. We'll be able to tell that fairly easily. That looks like it's been the case there. So we'll keep firing out on there, and we'll pause once again. I do apologise, to try and get this particular ship over here. Let's change our directors. Haven't managed to get on top of the damage over here. Sawakaze's taking damage now as well. What exactly is the damage over here? Let's take this off for the minute. Actually, that was nearly done. That would have restored some integrity there. Bad idea there, but I do want the gun up and running. We have, what do we have? C2 or a Harris? It's going to be difficult to tell in this light, to be honest. This is a Harris. What does C2 look like? I think it's C2. Let's go for that. We can fire out some star shells over here. Like that. And we'll get the sender on that as well, I think. Get some ranging shots out there. We do have a fair amount of ammo left there, actually. What's the Sawakaze looking like? Well, I've got time. Going to lose the guns fairly soon. Let's put this over to the flooding. This one, I would like it to be going a little slower so that we can get some manual shots and then change out targets. How are we still doing on this one? We're getting shots still. We're getting shots still on that. We might have to retarget that. Ooh, big hit on our Minakaze there. That is nasty. But not as bad as it could be. Lost the director there momentarily. Not the best. Not the best at all. Trying to get some cinematic shots there, and the Sendai has earned a bloody Medal of Honor. Oh my god, we've just done a hood on it. I've just targeted the Benham, and the first shot hitting this Benham is a magazine explosion. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. This Sendai, I love it. I love it. So I want to marry it. Like, you know, it's the only ship we've got firing out on that as well. That's the first volley. Oh, that Benham could have done a lot of damage to us as well. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Really, really good there. As an update, we're firing with the Sawakaze onto this ore carriage, which is right in front of it there. Look at that. In fact, having said that, we do need to start firing out on that because we're holding at the moment. Are those actually going to hit? Yes, they are. That's excellent. But having said that, we'll double check how that's going for now. We might just get some manual shots there to help out, because actually that's not doing too bad at all. That's some very nice damage on there. Very, very good indeed. How's this? This Clemson Wicks is still, actually, that is pretty much dead in the water as well. We've got a very nice solution actually with our Kisakami over here, so we're going to fire out to kill on there. I believe I put it on spotting for a brief moment. This Minakaze then is going to rush down in a second once it's dealt with the C2 over here, which is now going to fairly slow speed. So once again we're going to hold out and try and get some manual shots on there and try redirecting this kamikaze over to this hospital ship, I think, because we've found 2 hospital ships now. Needs to get them down. I realise it's war crimes, but you know what? Desperation in the face of Okinawa over here. Too used to playing the base campaign is what it is. We'll hold out over there and we will of course identify it. And we'll come back to that in a minute. I believe that actually belongs to, yeah, that belongs to the Abda forces rather than specifically British. There we go. We'll do the same over here while we're doing that. Retarget, absolutely. Wait for this solution to build up on there. What are we doing over here? Kisakami is doing okay. We're taking a couple hits. We need to deal with this fairly quickly. Got a very nice explosion on the rear there. The guns must be out of commission there now. But it is still going at a decent speed, so we'll leave our cruise that as go. Lost contact with the Benham, that's not to worry. It should be sinking fairly easily there. If that's the case, we're going to get the Sendai to help out with the C2 actually. And we'll get some more star shells out, I think, actually. if we fire... Actually, we don't need to here. We were going to get some mangle shots off, weren't we? So that is going fairly slowly. We'll just go over here, predict some lead there. If that's the case, I'm going to stop what is going on here and bring the Sendai down a tad, like that. And that can help out with the ore carrier, I think, over here. We stop, hold out to begin with. Kamikaze, what are you up to? Let's fire out over here. And we'll hold with the Kisakami here and get some mangle shots out like so there. Sawakazi, what were you up to? You're firing on the ore carrier, you're doing a bloody good job. Let's hold out again and get some manuals over there. Just get just ahead there like that. Oh, I'd never thought the supply interceptors would find a group quite like this. I really didn't. I do apologise if this episode drags on because of it, but it needs to be done, really needs to be done. I thought I heard an explosion there, something's happened. C2's sinking, excellent. Right, so it's just hospitals to clear up then. Lovely, let's get going with that. Sendai rediscovered the Benham, which is coming back. The rear guns might be available, because it was a forward magazine we did hit, and yeah, we can see them turning, so we do need to deal with that, unfortunately. Let's... we're not targeting anything, that's fine. Let's go over to the Benham once again then and fire some spotting shells on that. Get the Minakaze to fire on the Centaur, but we'll get some star shells out at a full spread. That should help out with the Benham as well. That's HE, you fool. What are we doing with this ore carrier? That should be going down fairly soon, shouldn't it? Are we hitting that still? Not entirely sure. We'll hold off here. Manually fire out on that again. There's a tad too much lead there. It is moving, of course, but the travel time is nothing. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Much better. Excellent. That's what we like to see. We'll fire out a couple more salvos like that. Double check what Kamikaze's doing over here again. It is firing us on the Centaur. We're not really getting any hits though. Benham's finally down. Brilliant. We'll mop up then. Just wrap up, get rid of these Centaurs. I believe that would have been everything. I believe so, actually. Excellent. Really, really good. Look at that. Oh dear. We will of course hang about a bit in case that's not quite it. I can't remember the full amount of ships there. Looks like we've got 8. I believe we noticed 9 originally, so we'll keep an eye out. Bloody hell. There were in fact 10 ships in total in that task force, and we've sunk every single one of them. Oh, we actually did have some real danger there. We did start taking damage to the Kamikaze and Sawakaze, of course, and we're just as vulnerable to magazine explosions as their destroyers are. So that could have happened there. I'm actually very surprised it didn't happen. But a total 10 ships sunk, 37.9 thousand tons of shipping, 16 command points gained, and a safer Okinawa are so good. We're going to send these guys back to rest and repair for sure. They've earned it. They've even earned top honours, the biggest medal, biggest collection of medals you can hope for. Doesn't look like I've given these guys engineering. That's rather interesting. We'll have to do that later though. That will be the end of the video there, guys. So I'm sure you'll understand it. Oh, bloody hell. What a belter of an episode that was. I really enjoyed that one. I hope you have too. But we do have to say goodbye there. Please do subscribe if you're new, we'll say, and please do check out the Discord, which the link you'll find in the description below. Thank you very much to all of you who have been joining and have been subscribing. It's been very much appreciated. It's been amazing to see. I very much appreciate it, and I have something very special planned for you in the very near future because of it. So yeah, once again, thank you for watching. I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all of your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.